Hi, hello, welcome to the first of the Writing and Literature Club's interview series. Over the course of the summer, and hopefully continuing into the new year, we at the Writing and Literature Club are going to be bringing you interviews from officers, from English teachers, people in the writing industry, and who knows, we might even see some actual published authors come and talk with us on this series. We're going to be trying to upload interviews on a regular schedule on our YouTube channel. So keep tabs here, I guess subscribe if you feel the need to. But our first interview today is with Adrian, who's one of the club's presidents, and he's going to be talking to us about his plans for the club, both past and present, and we're also going to get him to discuss some of his own writing, and have him give a little impromptu writing lesson. I do have a warning that my bandwidth kind of sucked while we were conducting this interview. So I tried my best to cut out those places, but I apologize for any kind of inconvenience or jarringness that may have caused. It's my bad. But I think that's it. So we're going to roll the interview now. I hope you enjoy. Yeah. Okay. So here we go again. Adrian, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing significantly worse than I was doing a minute ago. But it's fine. It'll be okay. So I have for you a few questions, just to get this, interview series started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what we're going to call it still.
I'm not really good with titles. I guess we could just come up with a name at some point.
Untitled Writing and Literature Club interview series. We'll go with that. It's fine. Okay. So the first very serious question I have for you: who is Batman?
Batman. He's a DC comic. He's a DC comic hero.
Yes.
Probably one of the more well-known vigilantes.
But who is he?
Bruce Wayne.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now on to the actual questions. So last year, I guess actually freshman year. So the year before,
about 2 years ago.
Yeah. You founded the Writing and Literature Club. Why did you do that?
So the idea was this. For years, me, Varun, and a couple other of my friends, including probably yourself, have always we've had some degree of success in writing. I think that goes without saying. And then whenever it came to it, upon request, we would just help people out with their writing, and we've helped them get to that same level of success. We've done that over and over. So the initial reasoning behind this club was that basically it would provide a space for us to kind of have that knowledge there and then improve that writing. If we create an environment where everyone can discuss that sort of thing, it'll probably be a more effective way of helping everyone improve their writing skills instead of just going door to door, just having one-on-one kind of interactions.
Right. So it was kind of formalizing, I guess, that kind of help structure that we already provided in things like elementary school and middle school, and just bringing it into a club then?
No way, yes.
All right. So going off of that, I wanted to ask you about what your goals were for the club when you founded it, and I'm assuming that helping people with the writing and improving it, as you said, would be one of those goals.
Yeah.
Did you have any other goals in mind that you were targeting?
I think writing and the entire English thing as in general is kind of it's a bit vague. It's hard to put a kind of quantifiable goal or whatever. In general, I think our main goal is to familiarize people and get people to kind of appreciate the different kinds of writing, different kinds of reading and comprehension that you can do. Because we have different experiences in terms of writing. Like, for example, me and a bunch of other my
Right.
friends, we do speech and debate. There's MUN. There's different types of stuff that you can do with writing, and teaching people
Yeah.
like the different ways that they can write. Um, that's probably one of the best things that we could do to provide.
Right. So after you founded the Writing and Literature Club and you went through the whole process of filing the paperwork and finding the authors for your team and all that, you went on to kind of have this first year, uh, sophomore year, this year that just wrapped up.
Yeah,
And what are your thoughts
trial
on
by
the
fire,
Writing and
definitely.
Literature Club?
Um,
It was good?
this first year was kind of interesting in that we've had
Uh-huh.
both like successes and not so much like in terms of success.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think there were a lot of factors that went into. There was a lot of things that we didn't really account for when we first created the club. Um, Everything from like the environment to like events and whatnot. Um, I feel like
Hmm.
some of the things that we did when we first created the club, like creating a kind of plan and a structure for the following year, I feel like we didn't really find enough balance between pre-planning the club and then also like just adapting it. So I feel like that was one of the
Right.
things that we initially kind of screwed up on.
So the planning aspect of it, you were not
Yes.
satisfied with that. Um, but you also said that there were some things that were successes. What would you, going back to those things, what did you
I would say
consider
that
like
like
the most?
I would say that the workshops are definitely something that we should have started earlier, going through the year. I think the aim of the club itself kind of shifted. We initially had this thing where
Right.
they're like, oh, you can provide help to people, right? Or like
Mm-hmm.
provide space to discuss that sort of thing. But the focus of the entire thing kind of shifted into like the creative aspect of writing, and that generated a
Yeah.
lot more interest. So then we're like, okay, hey, if we focus on this more, then like it'll work out better. So then we started doing that, and I feel like that's one of the best changes that happened. And then workshops, of course, that
Can I
just didn't work out.
can I just say I'm sorry. The reason behind that shift, that was probably me. It was probably
Yes,
me.
I know.
My bad. Um, because when you asked me to become a part of the club, I was already thinking of starting something like it, and I realize now that 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 day in freshman year, when you asked me to come and be the junior undersecretary of the vice governor of agriculture of the Writing and Literature Club,
So short for
we
vice
had very
president.
different visions.
Yeah.
Yes, we had very different visions, and I was totally envisioning something more with a creative standpoint, because obviously that's my background
Yes.
in
I know.
writing, and you were envisioning something more like an SAT prep class,
It's
I
not
guess, but
necessarily
for
an
writing
SAT type class. It's
instead.
just that it's
Yeah,
more of a kind of formalized,
it's like
the more formalized
instructional
style. Yeah.
and in nature. Yeah. So I do agree with you. I think that's definitely one thing that's good. Uh, but in terms of instruction and in terms of providing advice, I think you have a couple of pieces of writing that you wanted to show the audience.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see if I can